Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Mike, if you would like to call the meeting to order, it is 3:03, I think.
Hey guys, I can call the meeting to order, but I'm driving right now. I'm not sure that I'm definitely not looking at the agenda.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that could be a little tricky. Okay, well, I'll try and assist you every way I can then to help facilitate things, Mike, if that's okay with you. So I'll read the public involvement announcement. AMAT's committee meetings are open to the public, and the public is provided an opportunity to comment at each meeting. Business items are presented by staff or consultant. After the committee discusses the business item, the public is invited to formally comment. Each participant will have 3 minutes to speak on their topic. Okay, so here's the agenda. Once you take a look at that, and then we need a motion to approve and second the agenda.
So I make a motion that the agenda be approved as given, presented.
Okay, and I'm sorry, I can't see who is talking right now.
That's Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay, so Jimmy moved, and is there a second?
I'll second. This is Steve Rebuffo.
Steve. Okay, great. Thank you, Steve. So there's been a motion to approve the agenda, and with a second, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Doesn't sound like it. So that is approved. Great, thank you. Okay, so business items. Traditionally, the FAC has selected a new chair and a vice chair at their first meeting of the year, which, as you know, are quarterly meetings. So, and currently, the chair is Joe Michelle, and the vice chair is Mike Thrasher. And so, is there nominations for chair? I will tell you that Joe is prepared to accept a nomination if someone wants to do that, or anyone else can step up too.
Well, I will nominate Joe Michelle. This is Jimmy Doyle again. I think he, I don't know if he enjoys doing it, but I know that he's committed to participating in the group every time. So I think he's consistent there.
And I would add, Doug Thompson here, I would add that he's super knowledgeable on the issues and digs in, and I know he does this for a living too, right? So a lot of it, but he's been very active and very participatory. So I agree.
So Doug, would that be a second then?
Second, yes. Sorry, that was a long way of saying I seconded.
No problem. No problem. Okay. Are there any other nominations for the position of chair? Okay, I'm not hearing anyone jump into the ring. So could I get a voice vote then on approving Joe Michelle as chair for 2022?
Aye.
Aye. And any opposed? So that is approved. Okay, great. Thank you. So the next is the position of vice chair, which is currently held by Mike Thrasher. Can we get some nominations for the position of vice chair? And I think you could probably even nominate yourself if you're so inclined.
Dan Smith here. I'll nominate Mike if he's willing to stay on.
Yep, I'm willing to do that.
Okay, great. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Mike. So there's a motion to nominate Mike Thrasher as to continue in the role of vice chair. Is there a second?
I'll second. Jimmy Doyle.
Jimmy, great. Thank you, Jimmy. Okay.
Thank you, Mike.
Any other nominations for the position of vice chair? Okay, hearing none, then nominations are closed, and like a voice vote on approval of Mike Thrasher as vice chair for 2022.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay, doesn't sound like it. Sounds like it's unanimous. So congratulations to Joe and to Mike. Okay, so the next item, Mike, is expected actions of the Freight Advisory Committee for 2022. And this has been kind of a standing business item that starting with Joe Michel's term as chair. And he would be the best person to comment on this. Unfortunately, I didn't have much time to chat with him on the phone before he had to go into his meeting. So we might just table this to May unless this, Mike, does anyone have any comments in particular of any actions that they would like to see moving forward?
That for me.
Okay, so it sounds like we'll table 5B then for next time, and I'll get with Joe and we can get a better sense of what he wants to accomplish, see the committee accomplish. Okay, so the next item, Mike, is selection of critical urban freight corridor additions and status report. And I was hoping that Joe was going to be able to give that, though I noted Eric Taylor from DOT is on, and in lieu of Joe Michel, Eric, would you be able to make any comments on an update on where the critical urban freight corridors stands?
Hi, Eric Taylor with Alaska DOT. I actually couldn't comment on that because the state is waiting for a recommendation coming through, or coming through the MPO from the AMATS Freight Advisory Committee although I'm pretty sure we've discussed some of these routes and they've been presented to the to the planning team with some adjustment. So, I think at this point, it's just the formality of submitting the letter request from AMATS to Alaska DOT. And then we would take it and send it up to Federal Highways for approval.
Okay. I believe part of this was there was a survey that was part of this task, and AMATS did submit a list of freight corridors to the consulting team, and so that has been done. Aaron, I know you're on the line. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, this is different than what we submitted as part of that freight corridor information. So we would need a list from the FAC that identifies routes they would like to add to the critical freight corridors. And then I would have to go through the TAC for final approval by the policy committee before we send it to the state for recommendation.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Thank you for that clarification, Aaron. Yeah, we commented on specific projects, not specifically corridors. So it sounds like I need to get with Joe once he gets back from his Juneau trip and see if we can't get those comments to DOT and the consultants. Eric, what was the deadline for those comments?
The original deadline you're talking about for the survey?
Well, no, for the corridors additions.
There is no deadline for that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, but I'll get with Joe then and talk to him. I suspect he was ready to discuss this in more depth than unfortunately I'm able to at the moment. So we'll circle back on that and maybe get something out to the rest of the committee in the meantime between now and the next meeting, which won't be until May. Are there any questions about that from the committee members? Because I know there was a extensive discussion, and I just noticed we forgot to adopt the minutes. We'll circle back on that.
Yeah, I think that the consequence of delaying the actual approval of them or the submittal of them is that, when the draft plan comes out, it won't show them as approved critical urban freight corridors.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll definitely, that will be one of my homework items then, is follow up with Joe, and I suspect he's probably got at least a draft ready that he wanted to share with you guys, and we'll be in touch on that.
Hey, John.
Yeah, go ahead, Aaron.
This might be an opportunity to have a special meeting with the group, with the FAC, to go over those items. Because the sooner we can get them approved by the policy committee and to DOT, the better it would be for everyone. So, we do have our next posting for the March meeting. We would need to have everything done by March 3rd if you want to get it onto the March agenda.
Okay, all right, so I definitely need to step on the gas on this one. Yeah, you're right, especially if it has to go through TAC and policy committee. So, okay, well, I've got that definitely at the top of my list. Go ahead.
This is Jimmy Doyle. I know that he's been talking to us on the ATA, Alaska Trucking Association level, about getting feedback. So I'm going to guess that he's got some ideas. So I hate to speak for him, but anyway, I know he's been talking about it.
Right. Thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, the second last conversation I had with Joe on the phone was he talked about that, and that he was reaching out to folks, and it sounded like he had some specific ideas. But I'll relay to him what Aaron just indicated, that the sooner that we can get those recommendations from you folks to the TAC and then onto the policy committee, the better. And it may require a special meeting just for that purpose. So I'll definitely follow up with Joe on that. So before we do the tip, can we just go back to the minutes? Did everyone get a chance to look at the minutes, November 10th?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I sent those out last week, and I know there was trying to capture the essence of the conversation, which touched on the urban freight corridors as well as projects as well. So, so if everyone's satisfied with the minutes, is there a motion to approve the minutes from November 10th?
I'll move to approve the minutes from November 10th.
And I'll second it, Bob Sherrill.
Oh, hi, Bob. Okay, great. Thank you both. And all those in favor?
Aye.
Indicate by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay, so the minutes are approved. Thank you, everyone. So, Mike, okay, so we're moving back down then the agenda to 5D, which is the potential freight projects for the AMATS tip. And I think Aaron can address this one, please.
Okay, I guess I'd just let everyone know that the nomination period closes Monday. So if you guys want specific projects nominated, we'll have to move pretty quickly on them. I'm not sure what else you want me to talk about.
Well, again, thank you, Aaron. I think Joe may have had some projects specifically in mind, and I'll just have to circle back with him. I'll try and get in touch with him tomorrow. But the deadline is Monday, is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. Okay, homework number 2. Okay, are there any questions or comments related to this agenda item from anyone on the committee?
No.
No, sir.
Okay, hearing none, then let's move on to item 6, which is informational reports. And Eric, I'm gonna turn this back over to you and see if you can give the committee an update on where things stand, please.
Okay, this item was put out by the planning team for the LRTP freight plan. They had asked for actually for the Alaska DOT region planning staffs, as well as the MPOs through FAST and AMATS to take a survey where they had an opportunity to suggest projects either for consideration for the and basically we're looking at the National Highway Freight Program funding and looking at how to prioritize that. So I was looking for input on projects that should be considered for that funding source. And I believe, and maybe Aaron, I think Aaron may have responded to that survey. But the responses didn't go directly to me. They went to the planning team. And I'm, what I heard back is that there was a response from AMATS. So all that was to build information for purposes of the next statewide freight advisory committee meeting, which is on the 16th, next Wednesday.
Right. Okay, so thank you, Eric. Yes, we did, Aaron, between Aaron and myself, we did submit a list of projects on that survey, and individual members, can certainly, if it's still open. Is it still open, Eric?
Yes, it's still open as far as I know, but I think they're planning on sending the packets out to the members of the statewide freight advisory committee either today or first thing tomorrow.
Okay, so some of the members on this committee serve on that statewide committee, so you should be getting that information and an invitation to attend that meeting on the 16th then, as we will be as well. Any other comment? Thank you, Eric. Are there any comments or questions for Eric about this? Did everyone get a chance to at least look at the survey or checked out the webpage? Okay. Well, if there's no further comments or questions on this item, we can move then to item 6B, which is the 2050 AMATS MTP update, and I'll turn it back over to Aaron.
Yes, I just wanted to give the group a quick update on where we're at with the MTP. The project team did a 30-day public comment period on the goals and objectives for the MTP, and we were able to use the comments that we received on that to make some adjustments to the goals and objectives. And now we have developed a draft version of the performance measures and criteria. We're anticipating putting them out for a 30-day public comment period in March. They are on the TAC agenda page right now if you want to take a look at them and review them and start getting comments together. I would just want to encourage everyone to be actively involved in it where you can. And just remember, performance measures and criteria are the next step in the development of the plan, and they help with project selection, which will be the step after that. So that's all I had. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Aaron. Are there any questions for Aaron on the MTP update? Questions or comments? Okay, I certainly recommend or encourage you to take a look at the MTP webpage, and it's already, you know, starting to be populated with some good information that will be helpful to everyone. Okay, if there's no further comments on that item, Mike, the next one is committee comments. Are there any comments from the committee? Not hearing any comments. So going once, going twice, going 3 times. Okay, so item number 8, as was mentioned earlier, the Technical Advisory Committee meets tomorrow, 2:30 to 4:30, and the Policy Committee meets on the February 24th from 1:30 to 3:30. And you're always welcome to plug into those meetings on Teams or attend in person too if you'd like. Well, Mike, that's about it for the meeting today. That was about 25 minutes. That's pretty fast. If there's no other comments, is there a motion to adjourn?
This is Mike Drescher. I'll move to adjourn.
Okay, is there a second?
Second it, Bob Sherrill.
Thank you, Bob. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, any objections? I think there are any. So just in closing comments then, I've got a couple of homework items that I will follow up with Joe Michelle. It sounds like there may be the necessity for a quick special meeting, and we'll get that agenda out for the purpose of the identification of the corridors, and get that to the consulting team ASAP. And then there's also the March 3rd deadline for the TIP projects. So stay tuned, keep an eye on your email, and I guess that's about it for today. Thank you everyone for coming, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.